Infirmary Media.
A roof collapsed at a supermarket in France.
Soccer bopper, more fun than a pillow fight.
Everyone comes down to Video Rangers for all their video rental needs. They've got the biggest selection of movies anywhere, thousands of movies in stock, the hottest new releases, and classics you won't find anywhere else. Weekdays is rent 2, get 1 free, and kids under 12 receive free popcorn with any rental. Don't worry, adults, we didn't forget about you. Rent a film from behind the beads and receive a free bottle of lube. Compliments of Video Rangers Videotape Club. Visit your local Video Rangers today. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 84 of the Video Rangers podcast. The insanity continues with more midnight rentals and some employee picks guaranteed to keep you up all night. We're going back to the comedy section for part 2 of some 1980s sex comedies, and returning for more horny hijinks are the VHS Bandits.
Hey, what's going on there, Mike?
Getting into some horny hijinks.
Horny hijinks.
Horny hijinks. Yeah.
Let's quickly go over the rules. Each one of us will rent 5 movies, read the back of the box, share some quick thoughts, and decide if we will be kind and rewind. Gentlemen, since you are the guest, one of you make the first pick.
I'll go. I didn't pick any. I ran out of sex comedies the last time we did this, so I got fired from the Video Rangers video store, and now I'm back begging for my job. It didn't work out at Video Rangers Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah, you got to go work at Dunch Oven right above the video basement.
Yeah, the drive-through Pizza Hut / Dunch Oven.
Yeah.
And you'll be fed nothing but table talk pies.
Yeah.
Pola salsa.
And a Rondex seltzer.
And a Rondex salsa.
So this should be interesting because we are pretty much going to be at the bottom of the barrel here for sex comedies.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I can't pick anything we've already done. So I mean, you guys can pick whatever you want.
You know, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to watch a bunch of my other sex comedies, and we're gonna have to do this again at some point. Because, like I mentioned off the show, I have like a good at least baker's dozen other sex comedies that are in my closet. It's right next to me of movies that I haven't even watched yet. What do I got? I'm just trying to look at my closet real quick. Oh, whatever. It's too damn many in there for me to look at. But I have a ton of sex comedies. Like, I have a movie called, like, Malibu Beach that I've never seen.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch in there that I've just never even watched yet. So I'll have to get to them. I got Prep School. Never seen Prep School.
Oh.
There's a couple that I don't own anymore. Preppies. That's another one that
I've got Preppies.
Don't own anymore. But not going to talk about it today because it kind of sucks. So, oh well. He had a guy wearing a polo shirt with a Tommy gun on the cover with some legs, some chick's legs, and the movie sucks. Yeah, there's some boobies, but the movie sucks. So.
Yeah, but see, that's one that where the title and just everything you'd think it'd be a good movie. You know, with a title like Preppies, you'd think it'd be a good movie. Anything with Screwball, Hotel, Academy, or fucking School, you're expecting the best.
Unfortunately, we got a lot of those deceitful sex comedies.
Screwball, Infinity Wars.
That one of these days.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of those fucking cock tease movies.
Some of these, some of the ones I got are kind of like, I don't know. They're kind of like on the line, but I still consider them sex comedies because some of these are definitive sex comedies. Some of them are like, well, you could consider them sex comedies in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, some of them are just cheap knockoffs of sex comedies.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I got a bunch of those.
All right. So do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You go. You can go first.
All right. These are in literally no order whatsoever. I'm just off the cuff here. Here we go. I'm like looking at them right here. I'm like, all right, which way do I want to do this? So, all right, here we go. I'm going to start off with one that you guys have already done on the Video Rangers podcast. This is a nice clam box that I got over at Magnetic Fest 2 years ago. And this is one of David and Brett's picks over at Best Video in Connecticut. It is Joysticks.
Oh, my God.
From 1983. This is a Vestron video release. Nice cut box in a clear case. More fun than games. Great cover. You got a big video arcade cabinet. It says Joysticks. You got 2 hot 80s ladies on the cover and a cheese ball looking right through the little coin dispenser. And I have some really cool stickers on this. One that says David's Picks. It's wonderfully terrible. Brett's Picks. We also recommend our Best of Best section, which I guess this was in their Best of Best section at one
How
time.
fitting.
Over
my
at
God.
Best Video. And lots of really cool Brett's Pick stickers on here and whatnot. There's something going on at the local video arcade. Something totally insane, outrageously hilarious, very sexy, and thoroughly entertaining. The hit film Joysticks. This is about a guy who's a total a-hole, and he's involved with like this kooky Pac-Man machine where the joystick is like this one big ball on like a piece of PVC pipe, and they play Pac-Man, and he's like the high score guy at Pac-Man. And the guy, there's this guy who plays Jack Wade in GoldenEye in Tomorrow Never Dies. And I forgot who the hell he was. I don't know. He's like the town sheriff or some shit. He wants them to shut down the arcade, and they gotta like compete in the Pac-Man game. And there's like these group of like goofy like punk rocker biker dudes run by a guy named King Vidiot.
Yeah, the
and
idiots.
King Vidiot he's the dude in TerrorVision. The dude in I'm stuttering all day. The guy from TerrorVision who's like, yo, shut up, butthole. He's like, dude, pizza, dude,
Oh,
food,
that dude.
pizza,
I love
dude.
that guy.
Whoa, this monster's in the metal. Whoa, that guy.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, so he plays King Vidiot in this movie, and there's plenty of boobies, which is great. The movie's kind of like, it runs wicked fucking long to me. It's like, oh god, like let's go. I love there's some cool like transitions where they use Pac-Man. It goes rear across the screen.
Do you think they paid for that, or
Yeah,
they just
I bet
gambled?
you-
They did license that from
okay.
Midway or Namco, but fuck that. See, that movie I thought was going to be so fucking cool. And it's got some parts, but it does run long.
Yeah.
Some of the hijinks in that one doesn't make any sense to me.
You mean like where he's like banging with the chicks, and then he like
Yes.
pulls a prank on them for no fucking reason.
He gets 2 decent looking chicks to get completely fucking naked strictly to fucking play a prank on them.
Yeah.
Like banging them wouldn't have been just as fun. You know, like
Yeah,
crazy.
that's true.
yeah, that's the only thing. But I mean, that's actually in like the world of video games, that's like a pretty historic movie. You know,
Yeah,
not that it's great, but
I think
it's got its
wasn't it like
moments.
the first movie about video games or something like that?
it's
I
pretty
don't know.
much, yeah. I mean, and you're taking like Pac-Man is exploding at this point. It's like Pac-Man mania. So fucking this should have starred Billy Mitchell,
Yeah, that would have been good, huh?
right?
Yeah,
Should
I could've
remake
seen
it.
that. Yeah.
And then a bunch
What
of
would they
people
call
just
it today? They wouldn't even call it joysticks anymore. It'd be like
can't call it joysticks. It's too offensive.
Far Cry sticks. I don't know. Xbox Live
Mutual
sticks.
consent sticks.
Yeah, there you go.
D-pad.
D-pad. Yeah.
What a D-pad!
You're a real D-pad. You know that?
They should have used that in this movie.
I don't think that term was around. Did they have because Atari was still joysticks. It was all joysticks.
Yeah. No, Nintendo actually is the one that invented the D-pad as we know it.
Yeah, was that out by the time this movie was out? And like real
No,
Nintendo?
well, it was in Japan, 1983. The Famicom comes out. It's not popular in America until 86, 87. So
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. A righteous farce of good-natured video mania. Joysticks, I would say, check it out. I want
to see it.
Yeah, I
definitely
would
worth a
rewind
watch.
this just so that way we could watch this again. I think it's fun enough at least to watch once. So.
Oh, it's a must. That's a good one to watch.
Yeah, as a sex comedy, I think it's definitely a given to check it out.
Yeah, you don't want to
So-
miss that one.
Even if it's kind of lousy, it's still pretty.
Yeah.
As it's kind of an essential as a sex comedy, I think. If you're checking it off your list, you know.
Yeah. So play with your joystick. Would you rewind it?
Oh, sure. Like once every 5 years, sure.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you gotta have that. You gotta have a break.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's great. Yeah, if anybody can find a copy, check it out. So there you go. All right, Mike, you are up next. Number 1.
So my first pick is a movie from 1986, and that's Wimps.
Oh,
Okay, I know that
Yes.
cover.
I've been wanting to see that forever.
That's an
Yeah,
awesome
me too.
cover.
First time watch.
Hey.
You know, and I got to tell you, I mean, when I read the back of the cover, I'm intrigued. I think I'm in for a ride. First, I see Wimps. I'm thinking, all right, Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah. Gonna be a ripoff of Revenge of the Nerds.
Knowing what
That
I know
kid's
now.
like 10 years old on the cover, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think the guy that's on the cover isn't even in the movie,
Oh, no
to be
shit.
quite honest.
Is the chick in the movie?
I couldn't tell if the video quality was that bad or if it's a totally different guy. So, knowing what I know now, when I read the back of this box, I should have known better. So, listen to this. Nerds get revenge, but
Oh my
wimps
God.
get the girls.
Okay.
All right?
Here we
Wimping-
go.
This is great. Wimp out with a righteous, sexy comedy from the makers of Hollywood Hot Tubs and Sex Appeal.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
triple
fucking
threat
kiss
right
of
there.
death right there.
Yup.
Yeah, invite your pants down to your shoes
Oh my God.
for a laugh
I
a
will.
minute party with wimps. What the fuck? So listen,
What is it about?
all right,
What the fuck?
I don't want to read the whole box because
Oh,
it's
there
fucking
there
long.
is. I thought that's where they gave up.
No, there's a lot more. The
Okay.
thing with this movie, Revenge of the Nerds is an ensemble cast, and when you put wimps in the title, I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna see something similar, like a bunch of fucking wimps, right? But it's only one guy. It's like
Oh,
watching the
it's
movie
just
Elves.
Wimp.
You ever see Elves? The Christmas
So they should
movie?
have called it Wimp. Oh,
Yeah,
you're talking about
exactly.
the movie with Dan Haggerty?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome to watch, but there's
Yeah.
only one fucking elf in that movie.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Or it's like Krampus, but the entire movie is about gingerbread men.
Yeah, CGI gingerbread man, yeah.
It's basically about this kid who's trying out for a fraternity that his dad went to. So he's like a legacy, but he's a complete fucking wimp. And all the guys are on the football team, and he has to do like their homework and everything, and keep them in school and get them good grades. And it just wasn't fun. It fucking was, you know. I mean,
I like how the employee picks are all terrible movies that you're not recommending to anybody.
I shouldn't be the only one to suffer.
I want others
you
to
know-
feel my pain.
You know, let me put it like this, okay? In terms of movie collecting in general, not even just VHS. I'm talking movie collecting in general, but even if you talk about VHS stuff, like okay, this is one genre, right? Sex comedies, okay?
Yep.
So let me run this down. So in terms of sex comedies, there's really good ones, like Hamburger the Motion Picture, right? And there's some
Absolutely.
really lousy ones. Hollywood Hot Tubs. There you go, right? The same thing goes with all of the genres, right? And let's talk about probably in terms of the VHS stuff, the horror stuff is really big, right? There's, really good horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, and there's some really shitty, lousy horror movies, and I can name a million of them, right? There's so many, and there's so many that a lot of other collectors like have to have. Like, I'm gonna give you an example: a movie like Slime City. All right, that movie's crazy money right now. Everybody wants Slime City. Whatever. Personally, I'm not crazy about Slime City. I'm not a big SOV guy. I mean, what can I say? You know what I mean? I'm not crazy about Microwave Massacre and stuff like that. That's just me. You know what I mean? Hey, there's some people that love that shit, and there's some people that don't. So, I mean, hey, there might be other people out there that are crazy about teen sex comedies and might find wimps to be fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
I
So
feel
that's the
like
thing.
when it comes to like the VHS collecting aspect of it, a lot of it boils down to like the cover and how cool it looks on your shelf. Especially
true.
with
Definitely.
horror and teen sex comedies.
Sure.
Because they
Sure.
have some of the
Absolutely.
most like misleading or like the cover's better than the movie in both of those
yeah.
genres. So
Well, almost every time the cover is better than the movie.
That's true. Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
You know, like a movie like Snowballin', that cover looks fucking awesome. Then you watch it, and it's not even a sex comedy. It's like
Right.
a PG sex comedy.
Right. Yeah. There's a PG sex comedy on my list today.
Oh, look at that.
So
That's risque of you.
why I don't own Snowball, I don't know, because all things considered, it actually is a really fucking good movie. You know what I mean? Like, I really like it. Oh, another good example that you think is a sex comedy, but it's not at all, is it Ski School? No, not Dean
Patrol.
Cameron.
The one-
Ski Patrol?
Ski Patrol. Ski Patrol's great. I think that movie's awesome.
Yeah, not a sex comedy. Great movie, though.
Diavolo from Dr. Detroit's in it. I think the movie's great. Not a sex comedy whatsoever. Could definitely have been a sex comedy, but the movie's fucking great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get you with Patrol.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Ski.
yeah.
And Ski
Right.
and Patrol get you, motherfuckers.
Ski Academy Patrol School
You know,
camp.
so yeah, I don't think, you know, I'll rewind Wimps just so somebody doesn't have to work too hard to watch it.
Yeah. I guess.
Take a
I
little bit
suppose.
of the sting out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you get to see like your first set of party hats, as you guys would say, around
There
the
you go.
11-minute mark, somewhere around there.
All
That's a
right,
good
that ain't too
ratio.
bad. That ain't too bad. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think as long as there's a one pair of boobs for every 10 minutes, that's probably would save any bad sex comedy.
You would think so until you see Hots.
Okay, what is
Hots is like the 70s sex comedy with Danny Bonaducci
Yeah.
and like all these Playboy playmates.
It's not good at all.
No, I mean, just fast forward, watch the football game, and just turn it off, forget you ever saw it.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
another one that, so back in the day before I mean, I've always been into having VHS tapes, but there was obviously once a time where like, of course, like I just want to watch movies. I used to have back in the day, Netflix DVD. So I used to rent Netflix DVDs of teen sex comedies all the time. And that was probably one of the first ones on my list. Like, oh yeah, Hots. There's another like, wet t-shirt contest one
Yep.
or whatever. And like I would rent all these, and some of them were just absolute garbage, and that's a perfect example, you know.
Oh, man.
Hots. So, oh well.
do either of you guys remember Big Man on Campus?
Yes.
The-
with,
is it a movie or a
the-
TV
the
show?
Hunchback
About
guy.
yeah, like a caveman or hunchback who
Baba Luga Luga.
yeah, I don't know if that counts as a teen sex comedy, but
No, but it is
just
fun to
popped
see
in.
a hunchback chase a woman.
that's true. That's you hunchbacks are all alike.
I've never seen it, unfortunately.
It was
Oh,
on.
that's
It
a
was one
funny
of those
one, man.
Comedy Central like
Yeah, oh, definitely. Comedy and USA.
mid-afternoon movies. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll have to check that out.
All right, Topher, I guess the floor is yours.
I just did it. That was it.
Oh, okay.
That's all I have to say. Do you guys remember this movie that might not even include the genre we're talking about?
By the way, real quick, I ended up buying a movie yesterday. I just spent a couple of days up in Wolfsboro, New Hampshire,
I saw that.
New Hampshire, and I went to a video store called Your Movie Warehouse, and I bought a movie called Replicate, and it looks like a an American Pie band camp ripoff. So I'm hoping that we're talking early
So it's like in the
late
2000s?
90s, early 2000s. It's kind of like a multiplicity where I don't know. It's like a teenage girl who I guess makes clones of herself. I don't know. It has a
Nice.
lenticular cover where like there's one girl in the middle and then there's two on the sides as you turn it.
Okay.
But on the back, Eugene Levy's in it.
Of
Oh,
course.
look at
and,
that.
and it says like, more party hats than American Pie on the cover or something like that, So like, we're gonna have to check that out for the show at some point. So looks good, looks promising. Some
Sounds
party
good.
hats, some Y2K party hats. So
Oh, God.
anywho, so I guess it's back to me. Should I go through the PG one real quick?
Yeah, man.
Sure.
All right. Well, guess what, guys? We just talked about this on the VHS Bandits podcast. It's my favorite PG sex comedy, Meatballs 2.
There you go. Okay.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, okay. But yeah, we talked about this where this movie could have been an awesome sex comedy. There could have been lots of party hats. It has the theme of a sex comedy where you have a counselor and another counselor that are always trying to get down, and they're trying to find different spots to make whoopee, and something always happens that disturbs them. On the back of the cover, you have some girls that look like they're showering, but that scene's never in the movie. I'm assuming there were some party hats in that. But, they talk about pinkies. There's some girl that always needs to see pinkies, and pinkies are dicks in the movies. Rudy's Rock Hard Bologna dicks, salami dicks. So I think that as a PG sex comedy, it works. So I'm going to throw that one in the hat. I just think everybody should see that movie anyway as a kooky, crazy summertime movie. But Meatballs 2, I think, is definitely a sex comedy requirement.
It's got an alien in it. It's fucking awesome.
That's right. You can't go wrong.
It's a fucking alien in it. Oh.
So, what else could I tell you? Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to tell you about the movie other than there's a group of characters. One guy's name's Flash. He's like from the Bronx. He was in jail, and now he has to be a CIT as a part of his community service.
Yeah,
and
he
an
killed
alien
his
shows up.
grandmother, and then for punishment, they put him in charge of counseling children in a summer camp.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
small children, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the little
the
kids.
8-year-olds.
And they have to save the camp from the army boot camp across the street.
They don't even have
across
to
the lake.
save it, really. They have to get water rights to the lake. Whatever. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Listen, what good is a camp without a lake?
Right. It's a monastery where Pee Wee Herman.
they never even use the lake.
Well, that's because Boomer can't get the fucking boat in the water.
That's right.
There's
doesn't know
only
where the lake
this,
is.
this is a camp with multiple counselors and only one rowboat that this guy carries over his head the entire movie, and that's what's so important about this fucking camp is that they need a lake so this dumbass can even fucking put the boat in it. What good's the lake doing him anyway? It's not.
Hey,
Dude,
at least it's
I
there.
say turn it into
At least it's there.
turn
Right?
it
At
into a
least it
temple
gets-
for the
At
Hare
least it's
Krishnas.
there.
You can at least advertise it to people who
You can swindle
to
parents out of
who
their
want
money.
to send their kids to camp just to say that they have a lake and say, all right, I'll sign my kid up.
Hey,
Yeah.
come to our camp. There's a lake.
They've
See?
been waiting
Maybe
for
a
the-
boat.
In Heavyweights, they advertise it with the blob right on the videotape that they
That's-
try to show the kid. So there
The
you go.
blob? The blob is Camp Nowhere.
No, the
No,
blob
that's
is in
Heavyweights.
Oh, what
Remember?
doesn't
'Cause-
what does Camp Nowhere have then?
Camp
I've
Nowhere
heard
didn't
that's
have
when-
anything. Camp Nowhere had
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, I thought. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Never
I
mind.
like Camp Nowhere too.
Camp Nowhere is great.
All of a sudden, when the 80s switched into the 90s, camp movies just became kid movies.
Kids movies, yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No more boobies.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Until,
a kind of a downer, but at least those two movies are, like, enjoyable.
They got
think,
like-
the quality of movie went up, I believe.
Oh, I'd say
No,
so.
Heavyweights and Camp Nowhere are good movies.
Yeah.
Would
I
have been
think you
better
had
with some
to-
boobs.
You had to wait until
Well.
American Pie band
Well-
camp until you came up with another summer camp sex comedy.
Yeah.
I guess you could argue that there were a whole lot of tits in Heavyweights.
Hey, a bunch
Yeah,
of fat children
right.
titties.
Yep.
Look
That's
at
right.
that.
Not
Body
really the
shaming.
party
That's
hats
not
that
popular.
Well, my next pick has a lot of body shaming, but we're gonna get to that soon. In the meantime, Mike, what's your number 2?
Okay, for my number 2. Yeah, so I went with Tomboy 1985.
Oh,
And,
okay. It
yeah.
looks like it's from the 70s.
Yeah,
but-
it's got that. Well, that's because this movie is kind of weird. It's a sex comedy, but it kind of feels like an exploitation movie.
Is she floating in midair?
I don't know what's
she
going on with
floating
this
in the
picture.
air?
I'm assuming it was supposed to fucking mimic something. I don't know, but this is a weird one. Like,
Oh, it's like a parody
it probably
poster of
is.
a
I don't
successful
know.
movie.
It's just there's something about this movie. I've come across it a ton. I've watched it a couple. It's been a while since I saw this. I probably haven't seen this since USA Up All Night.
Oh no shit.
It's probably like the last time I saw it. So at least now I got to actually see like the nudity that's in it.
There you
But
go.
I love what they put on. Like the Hollywood Reporter wrote that it's engaging, spunky, a pleasing film. It's just, like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like
Not
the
that
determination of love, whose characters you truly root for. Get the fuck out of here.
Is there a lot of ellipses in between these compliments?
Yeah, I'm trying to like really. I find it ballsy
it
that
quote?
they use these kind of words. A pleasing film.
Is it pleasing?
You know,
To
the
your
only good
wiener?
parts. The best part of the movie.
Maybe
The
you
best part
please
of the
yourself
movie
to it.
is that you get to see Betsy Russell topless. She's from Private School and
Right.
Angel. I think the second Angel movie. You know, but the movie's basically about this girl who's a tomboy who is really into race cars, and she works in a garage. And this guy comes to town who's a big time racer that she's a fan of, and they hit it off because they're both into cars and everything. But she's still just a girl. You know, and there's like a rich kid investor involved in all of this. And, you know, it's just got that exploitation, real, like, low budget kind of feel.
Gotcha.
The cars that are in the movie are some of the ugliest things I've seen since Corvette Summer.
Oh, movie's awful. That Corvette's awful.
Yeah, it's fucking trash. But you do get a shower scene within 4 minutes. You get a second shower scene right around the 15-minute mark. You get an incredibly healthy amount of boobs, but it's just too fucking slow. It's got you know what I mean? It's one of those movies that just feels like a 70s movie because there's like weird musical transitions that really don't do anything but extend the length of the film.
I got
It should be like 70 minutes.
70s movies are very long. Or at least their pacing is not quite up to snuff when it comes to the following decades. I don't know. It's something about
Yep, I'm
70s
with you there.
movies.
But I'm not rewinding this one. Somebody's got to fucking be disappointed on Friday.
Would you rewind Tommy Boy with Chris Farley?
I would. I
right.
fuck that name up on that movie all the time.
Yeah.
I always call this fucking thing Tommy Boy.
Freudian slip. You'd rather be watching Tommy Boy. I wonder how many people made that mistake. Or, like, even at the video store, someone rents Tommy Boy, and then they put in the Tomboy tape into the empty case because it was right next to
I
it.
can see that.
You know what I mean?
What a disappointment.
You ever get the wrong tape at Blockbuster?
I've gotten the wrong DVD.
Okay. I've gotten the wrong tape multiple times. And as a kid, I remember being a little kid and I wanted to rent, like, you remember like that original Winnie the Pooh tape where it's like
Yes,
the
I do.
heffalumps and the woozles, and then Mike Ranger knows this, and then they put in some like some random ass like other tape, and I was like, where's Winnie the Pooh? And I watched the whole thing like waiting for him to show up. So I can just imagine that the same conundrum happened with this movie quite often.
I could imagine that.
Okay, so is Topher up next? Oh,
Dude, I don't
okay.
have a movie. I don't have
All right. Well, we're gonna talk. We did mention some fat shaming, so we're gonna get into a movie that has a lot of that. The hell was this movie made? 1989. It's 92 minutes. It's color. I'm talking about the one and only Summer Job right here.
I do like the cover on that one.
This cover rules, man. You got a chick's torso in a bikini, and she's got like this torn wife beater kind of shirt that says Summer Job on it, and you see like some underboob, you know, and she's holding a like a dish with a margarita in it, and some guy is like swimming in the margarita with some sunglasses on. In the back,
wow, that's kinda
This
creepy.
movie features music from Orchestra with a K, whoever the fuck they are. You got some shots of some chicks in some bikinis, and this pervert looking at this chick's ass as he's like holding her luggage.
Wow, that one shot of the girl coming out of the pool is a straight
Fast
up
Times?
ripoff of
Yep.
That's how you
Unfortunately,
sell it.
it's not
Ridgemont
Phoebe
High, yeah.
Cates. I wish it was, because she's the best babe of the 80s. All right, so it's a Yeah,
She is the
look at
babe
this-
of
look
the
at it.
80s.
She is the babe of the 80s. It's just about that time. The pencils are chewed. The last final exam is moments away. The weather's gotten warmer. The layers have started to peel off. The fever has set in. It can only mean one thing. It's time for a summer job. From the producers of Hard Bodies brings you the inside look at a sexy bunch of co-eds trying to keep their jobs at a summer resort, a place where anything comes off and usually does.
It's got the right premise.
Got the right premise. So what can I tell you about this movie? Not a lot of shit happens in this movie. It's
course
pretty
not.
drawn out. Yeah, it's about like a group of like a handful of people who, like it says, like they're working at a resort as like waiters and waitresses or wait staff or whatever at some fucking resort that like caters to fucking old people or whatever. And there's this one chick who like you totally want to see her boobies the whole movie. She like has a boyfriend that's not there who she talks to on the phone when she's taking bubble baths. Lo and behold, she ends up like getting with a couple of guys and like taking her top off. And then she's like, all right, guys, this is never happening again. I'm like, whoa, you just fucking cheated on your boyfriend. What the fuck? And then like they don't really get back to that in the rest of the movie. And she, I don't know, I guess she starts like dating some other guy. One of the guys ends up being an asshole and nobody likes him for no fucking reason at the end of the movie. Basically, every girl in the movie basically ends up with all the other guys at the end. So each one of them are paired by the end of the movie at some point, except for like one guy who I guess is kind of like the asshole of the movie, but he really wasn't at all. I don't know. The asshole
He's
of
the
the
asshole
80s,
of
you
the
know?
movie.
Yeah, yes, there's some party hats, not a whole lot. There's this one guy. So this guy on the back cover who's like trying to like look at this guy's ass, trying to look at this chick's ass. He's like the one guy who, he's kind of funny. Like he's always trying to do stuff to like take a look at the chicks naked. And it's really kind of weird scene where like all the chicks are like, you know, wearing bikinis and their underpants and this and that. And he keeps trying to like barge in on them. They'd be like, oh, here's the rest of your luggage. So they try to screw with this guy and they like put him on the ground. They rip off all of his clothes except for his underpants, and they're all like don't have any. You know, they're like barely naked. They're all wearing underpants or whatever. And he's like, wow, and he like gets out and runs back into the room where all the other dudes are, and they're like, what the fuck happened to you? And oh no, they stripped him naked. That's right. And he runs in there like holding his dick. You know, like covering his dick, and goes into the room, like puts a pillow on. He goes, oh, they raped me. Oh. And he's like living in La La Land. And, you know, he's like, oh, they raped me. I was like, wow, that's fucking weird. And basically, he ends up on like on the cooking staff, like with this disgusting old lady who puts like legit rubber chickens like in the food, like, you know, like in the camp movies where you got like the wacky chef who's got like weird shit
Ernest,
in the food.
Goes to camp.
Yeah, Eggs Erroneous, right? Well, this lady's Eggs Erroneous has actual rubber chickens in it. Like, you know, that like you buy at the joke shop. And she's trying to like make out with this guy. And it's fucking weird. But yeah, I don't know if I'd rewind it again. Like, it's a good one-time watch, I guess, and then that's kind of it. There's a couple of party hats that are good. But yeah, I mean, it's got a great cover. That's probably the best thing about it. The music from the band orchestra was in one scene. Wasn't really that great.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's summer job, everybody.
I feel like I see that one like go for like a decent price on VHS. Is that like a $15 movie somewhere
You know
around
what?
there?
I honestly don't know, because I know I traded for somebody for this, so I haven't looked at what it's worth on the eBays these days. I hope it's not worth a lot, because it's not that good.
That's
I
the
don't-
worst part. There's a lot of shit that you have to pay like a decent amount for, and it's not worth the. You know what I mean? Like those.
Yep.
Oh, the only movie that's worth $25 is fucking Hamburger.
Yeah, and I just picked up a copy for $3 over
That's
at your
so
movie
awesome.
warehouse.
And
it's fucking brand fucking new. It's
It
literally
looked
like
great.
as crispy clean as possible. So now I have two.
That's awesome, man. That
Yeah.
looked really good.
Yeah, man. That was to find that, man. That was like gold, you know. And all of
Yeah.
our tapes are $3. So
That's
go down.
awesome.
And I found
And you
Silence of the
found
Hams.
Silence
I'll
of
take
the Hams
$3
as
down
well.
at your movie warehouse in Wolfboro, New Hampshire.
That's awesome.
Place is fucking great. Yeah, I'll
Place
take
is
the $3.
fucking great.
Fucking great. So, anywho, all right, Mike, what's up next for you?
All right. In this one, I went back to 1985 for a movie called Mischief. You ever seen this one? This
Doc,
is actually.
I need you to help me get back to the year 1985 so I can see the movie Mischief. No, but I know of it. Haven't seen it. I know it's like a 50s one, right?
It's one of those. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a little bit light on the comedy side.
Heavy on the teens, light on the sex.
I kind of don't want to compare it to American Graffiti, but it's a little bit more like that. Not so much Porky's,
Gotcha.
you know.
I can get that. Yeah, sure.
There's not a ton of nudity in this movie, but there's when you do get it, it's quality fucking nudity.
All right.
Like you,
It's not saggy tits and
50s
maybe a
torpedo
couple of ball
boob
sacks.
boobies.
this is good stuff. You got to wait a total of 58 minutes to get there. But when you get
Damn.
it is a really nice set of party hats. Like you didn't buy these at Walmart. You know, these are custom made out of lambskin.
These are Target party hats.
And you also get a bush shot, which is
Whoa.
always nice. Unfortunately, the movie's set in the 50s. The chick's hair is blonde, but her bush is a little on the darker side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I like...
Carpet don't match the drapes, is what you say.
Exactly. So the New York Post calls this sexy, and it definitely is.
At 58 minutes. and
Yeah.
change.
Okay. A one-word review
Sexy.
from the New York
You know,
Post.
and it says like the first time seems like the worst time, but when it's the one time you'll never forget. But it's the one time you'll never forget. I keep fucking these up. But yeah, you go back to Nelsonville, Ohio, 1956. Eisenhower is president. Rock and roll is new, and Jonathan is a shy, clumsy high school senior obsessed with sex. But when a motorcycle riding rebel moves in next door, Jonathan begins to learn about looking cool, acting tough, and maybe even going all the way.
This sounds like the feature film version of Tommy Doos and
For
Timmy
those of you
Doos
guys
and
that
Tommy
don't know,
Don'ts.
Back in the day, we used to do these little home movies that looked like those old, 50s.
The
Yeah,
50s
you know,
safeties
Mr.
videos
Bungle
and stuff.
wouldn't eat with his hands. He washes his hands before he eats. You know, So yeah, we did Timmy Doos and Tommy
Yeah,
Don'ts.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that sounds a lot like it.
Yeah, I mean this one's not bad. I mean it's a little bit more of a regular movie. But there's
Okay.
like some funny like teen shit in there. There's like, you know, an erection scene in class that's pretty fucking solid.
Gotta
like some
have
of the
that.
jokes are pretty good.
Solid
Soundtrack
erection.
is good.
Hey-o.
Cool.
I don't know what the New York Times is talking about on the back of this box though. If Norman Rockwell had wanted to make Porky's, he might have come up with something like Mischief. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Yeah.
But definitely worth a rewind.
All right.
All right, so Topher, you got anything?
We're gonna ask you every time.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get on to something
no.
real quick?
No, I know.
Real
Sure.
quick, T-Man. All right.
Pass.
So we talked about Senior Week. I looked at the trailer of Senior Week, and I swear to Christ, I have never seen Senior Week.
Dude, yes, you have.
I've never seen it.
I watched it with
I've
you.
never seen it with
I-
you or
Yes.
anybody.
I sat
you
down and
have.
watched Senior
Yes,
Week.
you have.
And the one thing I can say is, wow, tons of fucking tits in that movie. But
I'm
it's
gonna have to
not
see
very
it.
good. No.
It's not a good movie, but I mean, there's a lot of boobies, and
I mean,
it's pretty It's pretty
borderline
wacky.
offensive, the amount of boobs that are in this movie. I mean, it was like somebody showed up with to a dairy farm with a camera.
Oh, all right.
But it's like one of those movies where like there's tons of tits, but it's any tits they can get. Doesn't even matter if they look good. They're like pulling them off the street.
Well, I mean, smoke them if you got them. Who cares?
Oh well, yeah. Listen,
As long as they're not hairy.
You're right about that.
Hey,
I'm reading directly from the casting call.
it's about quantity, not
Do you have
quality
tits?
for senior week.
Yeah.
Oh boy! All right, so moving on up. All right, I got 4 left. Oh, by the way, I know it's to do 5, but I brought a 6 just because I was like, I don't know about the meatballs 2 thing, so I don't know.
Because I don't have any.
Yeah. There we go. That's right.
Oh, that's
So,
all right.
You're supplementing.
All right. So here we go, guys. I'm off to my next one here. This is from what the hell was this movie made? I have no fucking clue. Anywho, it's rated R, approximately 82 minutes and color from Columbia TriStar Home Video. I'm talking about Private Resort,
Ooh,
which also has a
another
pretty
one
cool
we did.
cover. Yeah, another one you guys did on your show. You got like a bunch of topless chicks in the sand, and the letters of Private Resort are on their backs, and potentially some suntan lotion. And what makes this movie probably more notable than most of these that have no-name actors and actresses in it is this one stars a big-name Hollywood actor, Andrew Dice Clay. That's
Yes,
right.
it does.
And a little no-name guy that probably only a handful of you have ever heard about. Very obscure guy named Johnny Depp. Who the fuck is that guy, right?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So
Oh.
you got let me see. So spend a righteous weekend at the hottest spot in Miami, Private Resort. 2 free-spirited teenagers, Ben, Rob Merrow, and Jack, Johnny Depp, check into the luxurious hotel to pursue their favorite pastime, women. The object. Hey, what's your favorite pastime? Baseball, collecting women.
Meat.
The object of Jack's lust is a rich beauty, and he'll do anything, even pose as a surgeon, to maneuver her into an operating position. Whoa! Yeah, so you got these guys who are trying to make it with some ladies, some babes, some 80 babes at this private resort, and like one of them is macking on one chick whose boyfriend is Andrew Dice Clay, and then you got another guy who I forgot if he's like in the mob or he's got a gun or something like that. He's got an Uzi at the end of the movie, right?
He's a hitman.
Hitman, yeah. So they're trying to do things to like in some of these other movies where they like dress up as women to get into the girls' dorm room or whatever. So they do things like one of the guys acts like he's a barber to try to get into the room or whatever. You know what I mean? And they try to do things to try to see these chicks' boobies. So there's party hats in this, some good party hats. I thought it was a lot of fun. The pacing was good. Like all in all, some of these movies say like, oh, they're kind of drawn out, nothing really happens. I found this movie to be wicked entertaining, really fun. I would definitely rewind this movie at least once every summer. I thought this movie kicked ass. I liked it a lot. There you go.
No, see, I'm with you on that. I think that's a pretty decent because I've seen a lot of sex comedies, and that's kind of one of the better ones. It's not like the best thing ever, but it's definitely pretty decent. Chris Ranger did not like that one.
Why?
Oh, I don't know, man. He
Movie's
did not
great.
like that one. But
Yeah, he doesn't like anything.
He doesn't like. I thought this one was okay though. I mean, it's got enough going on in there. Like I like the stoner dude that's in the elevator the whole time,
Right.
and they do a lot of like like a running gag throughout the movie. There's a lot of like Benny Hill moments. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, I like it. I thought to me that's like I find that to be a good essential sex comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I like it.
yeah, that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Topher, are you still browsing the store?
What's next?
Yeah, I'm looking around.
Yeah,
we need a
that's
stat
okay.
pick
I don't
from you.
see anything that
No, you don't-
really suits my needs.
We welcome window shopping at Video Rangers. You are not forced to buy anything.
Is Leprechaun 4 on your list because you see some sparkly boobies at the end of the movie?
There's no teens in it. Everybody is 40 years and older.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
you're
that's
right.
actually
the
a whole
leprechaun's
other
got to be
thing.
hundreds of years.
hundreds of
old.
years, right?
Are there adult sex comedies? Are they all just teen sex
Geriatric
comedies? I mean, I would
sex
argue
comedy.
that
I mean-
Separate Vacations is kind of a romantic sex comedy.
Okay. Yep.
I would say that Grumpier Old Men is a geriatric sex
Whoa.
comedy where they're both fighting over the same woman.
Wow,
like it.
pushing the envelope there. Wow.
I like it. That was
Hey,
I was not expecting that.
well,
And that is
there you go.
that's a solid answer.
Yeah, all right.
You've totally changed my perspective on fucking grumpier old men.
Yeah,
Fuck, I'm gonna have to watch that.
it's a good movie. Hey, here's a trivia question for you. What the fuck is Revenge of the Nerds 3? Which one is that?
That is
Love? No.
No, that's 4.
Oh, no, the Next Generation. There's 3's Next Generation.
Oh,
is
right,
fucking
right,
terrible.
right. That's why I don't
that's the
remember
one where
it.
like
Yeah,
Lewis's
yeah,
nephew
yeah.
goes to the school.
It's his like kid
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, yeah.
It's
You know
like the
what?
Okay.
new group of Lambda Lambda Lambda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
just
what?
curious. Not
No,
good.
The thing
Not worth talking about.
the thing with Revenge of the Nerds.
but I do like the second one.
Oh, fucking
that is
Well,
a
Nerds
that's
in
what I'm saying.
Paradise is
sex
awesome.
comedy.
The first two
Yeah.
are really the good ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I have a copy of number 2, but it's in a hard case with no slip. So if anybody out there has a slip that they're interested in parting with, let me know. I need
You know,
one.
and part 2 is basically the PG version of part 1, but it's
It
still
really
pretty
is.
enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's still funny and
Yeah, I like that one.
Totally agree.
Another thing that like, you know, a lot of these movies have like is like if the movie has a good opening theme song, it's usually like enough to carry you through. Like Hard Bodies has Hard Bodies.
Yep.
Fucking Tomboy has like the dumbest song ever. It's like Tomboy, Tomboy. Yeah, it's just that
This
over
has
and
got
over
a
again.
theme song, you know?
Yeah, but like I appreciate the like, you know, like the opening to Caddyshack. Like it's just like great theme song. Even Caddyshack 2 has a decent opening.
Sure.
And then it dies.
I got you. I got you. Sure.
Um,
So, all right. What's next on your list, then, Mike?
okay. The next one on my list is the first movie in a trilogy from 1983, and this is basically a quintessential fucking perfect example of a 1980s sex comedy, and that is Screwballs. Which
okay.
Another
Yeah.
50s one.
yeah. Now this is a blatant fucking ripoff of Porky's.
Oh, yeah.
It goes way over the top. It's got tons more nudity in it, but at the same time, it's so over the top that it's not nearly as good as Porky's.
Yeah.
This is just like a total fucking TNA fest, which is interesting because don't they go to like fucking TNA High or some shit like that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I thought my favorite part of the movie was they're bowling and the guy gets his dick stuck in one of the holes in the bowling ball.
Yeah.
So all these girls like rub and grope him until he jizzes and the bowling ball goes pop and like
Yeah, you
shoots
get one
off
of
his
those.
dick and he gets like a hole. He gets like a fucking. He hits all the pins at the end of the
He gets
bowling
a
alley.
strike?
Yeah, he gets a strike.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, you know, this one, I definitely think that Loose Screws is the best out of the three. But Screwballs is like, you know, I mean, it's an early 80s sex comedy. They go to the fucking extreme with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a great tagline, Screwballs, the nuts who always score. You know, like, it's 1965, and the Randy students at good old Taft and Adams High, TNA for short, are whipping themselves into a frenzy over the impending homecoming game.
Whoa, gazoon tight.
Excuse me.
Loud.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you know what? One of the things I like about this movie is that all the girls' names are fucking retarded. Like Purity Bush, you know. I think
Yeah, it's just
my
like in
God.
all the other screwballs, like Mr. Hard Butt,
yeah, Bootsy
Yeah.
Goodhead.
Coxwell Academy. you know?
Yeah, you know, it's I definitely would recommend Loose Screws over Screwballs, but Screwballs is definitely like worth a watch. It's
Cindy
one of the
Dick
better
Sucker.
ones. This is definitely one to lube up to. Because you get so much nudity in this one.
Yeah.
There's
there
just
is a
and
lot
then like
part
the
of that.
sex jokes and everything. There's just like tons of hijinks in this film. My copy is still pretty fresh, and I've had this for fucking like 10 years.
Gross. I just had. You know how many people have jerked off to these movies, and then, you know, Blockbuster doesn't wash their tapes. How much jizz is on all of these teen sex comedies?
Or at least
throughout
dick
the
oil
years.
from people touching it.
Yeah, dick oil, jizz,
ball skin.
pubers.
Well, I can
Foreskin?
Ball skin.
ball skin.
They have their breasts and then immediately watch Screwball Academy and
Oh.
put the discarded foreskin in the VCR by
Gross.
accident.
Ugh.
Hey, you said
You
it.
think it's a piece of free chewing gum, like on a pack of Garbage Pail Kids?
Oh no! Oh my god! His movie comes with pork rinds.
Oh. Yeah.
Salty pork rinds.
Dork rinds.
Don't hate it. You got the pork rinds here.
Oh hey, Cindy, this movie came with a free pork rind here.
They should have made a
He's
like.
kind of chewy.
They should have made a Dorf Goes to Coxwell Academy or something like that. I would have liked to have seen Dorf being surrounded by some chicks with some loose party hats, you know.
I would have liked to see Dorf Goes to the Electric Chair.
Or that too. Sure.
The final chapter.
yeah.
Dorf Goes to Hell.
Dorf takes Manhattan.
Oh
All
man.
right, so what do you got, Dane?
All right. I'm just thinking about which ones to go through now. Yeah, I got 3 left here. What should I do? All right. All right.
Pick one.
All right, here we go. All right, this is kind of sort of similar to, well, I guess fucking all these movies. Kind of similar to Private Resort in a sense. This is a New World video release, rated R, 95 minutes, fucking 1985. It is Iowa's #1 nerd takes revenge movie, Fraternity Vacation.
Oh, nice.
That's an awesome cover.
Great cover.
Yeah, great cover. Actually, it reminds me so much of the cover of Summer Rental with John Candy. It's like the exact same fucking cover, like to a T.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, whoa, I'm holding a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a whole lot of stuff, but I'm about to disturb some chick on the beach, you
I'm
know?
going to fall in the pool.
So this movie is about some dudes and some jock dudes and a nerdy dude, and all of them want to get laid. And so fraternity men Mother and Joe have their sights on a sun-soaked bikini fest down Palm Springs Way. They're just hoping that Wendell, the ultimate nerd whose father is paying for the trip, won't spoil the fun. Once in town, the guys run into a couple of rival frat rats and proceed to wager $1,000 for the one who can score first with the luscious but indifferent Ashley. Despite their outrageous and hilarious repeated efforts, it's no go for any of them. So basically, you got two.
It's loose screws.
It's basically loose screws. So basically, there's one chick that they're betting one of them is going to try to score with the other. They try to score with them, doesn't work. One of them even tries to like. Well, I think the thing too is like they have to get proof that they're banging this chick, like by pictures or whatever. And one guy tries to like audio record, where like I don't know, they're gonna like do some aerobics or some yoga, and he gets some noises of her going like ooh ooh and he's like, oh yeah baby ooh so he could play like the recording back to the guy and say, see, listen, I got recording of us going oohs and uhs, right? And then you got the nerdy guy who is in Fright Night. He's like the same guy from Fright Night. I what the fuck is his name? Fucking Stephen Jeffries.
Brewster or
Stephen Jeffries.
The guy that did gay porn for like a decade.
Yeah, that guy.
what the fuck?
He's in it. Marcy.
You know your gay porn trivia, Mike.
Damn
Granger.
right
I'll
I
give
do.
you that. If nothing else, you know gay porn trivia like the back of your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Marcy Darcy from Married with Children is in this.
Is she really?
She's
Also in Fright Night.
Look at that.
also in Fright Night. She's a total
Wow,
bitch
it's a
in this
Fright
movie.
Night
Oh,
reunion.
and fucking Mr. Crater from Ernest Goes to Camp, and also the sheriff in Killer Clowns from Outer Space is in this, and he plays a sheriff
nice.
again in this movie.
Typecast.
Of course he does. You got to put
Yeah.
him. Does he put anybody on double secret probation?
No. So, all right. So again, guys trying to bang some girls. Nerdy guy ends up being the guy who bangs the chick at the end. Lots of crazy hijinks. Honestly, it's been a while, like a year or two since I've seen this. I don't remember if there's party hats in this or not. I want to say that there are party hats and not good party hats, but in any case, it's a fun movie. I liked it. I thought the pacing was good. I definitely rewind it maybe like every 2 to 3 summers. I'd probably watch this.
That's the one with Tim Robbins, right? Is he in that?
Tim Robbins, yeah, he's in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's Fraternity Vacation. I was hoping somebody was going to pick that. I always like kind of mix that one up with Spring Break.
Yeah.
some
Spring
reason,
Break's
I don't
another
know
one that
why.
I got too. Yeah.
I've
I
got
can
one
see
of
that.
that. I have a cut box of that I really like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was hoping that somebody was going to pick Fraternity Vacation.
It's a great fun watch, man. As a sex comedy, I think it's a great, it's got the same typical storyline that all of them got, and I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Nice.
Yeah.
So my last one is actually my favorite one on the list. This is a film that has eluded the Video Rangers collection for quite some fucking time. I can't fucking find it, and it's like easily goes for $40 plus whenever it does show up on fucking eBay. And this is a Canon movie from 1985 and the spiritual successor to Last American Virgin, Hot Chili.
Hot chili.
Hot Chili. I mean, this is one that it's not quite as polished as Last American Virgin. It's definitely on the cheaper side. It does bring back fucking like the heavy guy from the first one, Joe Rubo, and it brings back the lady that plays Carmela. They're not playing like the same roles, but it's like similar. Like they're
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's in this one. It's another one of those 80s sex comedies where a group of American teenage boys go south of the border to work for the summer at a Mexican resort and encounter many wacky guests and do their best to get laid. So it's one of those movies where like the 4 friends are going to go work somewhere for a summer, or 4 friends are going to be in this hotel where they can interact with a whole different amount of people.
Gotcha.
And like it
sounds like the Saved by the Bell TV movie.
Yeah,
Where they,
exactly.
Like, they go
This is what
and then Mr. Belding is their boss or whatever.
This is what that TV movie should have been.
Yeah.
We should have seen Kelly Kapowski,
Yeah, I want to see her party hats.
Yeah. Well, they should have played volleyball with those.
Yeah.
But a lot of good nudity in this one. This one's a lot of fun. There's a lot of like over the top shit where like the nerdy character in this one, everybody else is kind of having some level of success trying to get laid in this movie. But the nerdy one is like the most sexually frustrated. He's also the worst actor in the movie. He's fucking terrible. But like the whole movie, he's just like screaming out like, I want to fuck. And it's like,
Jesus.
It's awful.
That's not how you do it.
No, it's not. You certainly don't scream
show
it
up to
in
a
the middle
bar.
of a hotel.
That happened in fucking Meatballs 3 when fucking Rudy goes, I want to get laid.
Yeah.
I want to get laid. And the fucking porno ghost comes down to save him.
Exactly. Yeah, it's over the top like that. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Like, you get like one lady who's like a dominatrix. You get another guest who is always playing piano and like the new, you know what I mean? You get like the cougar and all that stuff.
Sure.
This is one that like I've actually like emailed Shout Factory like begging them to fucking put this out.
Re-release it.
Like because I want to be able to watch it. Like before this, I saw it on YouTube. That was the only way I could watch it.
Right.
And I went to every few months over at Rick Mancrush's house at for the Poop Culture podcast.
Sure.
He'll do he's got a big projector in his basement, and he'll play like a bunch of like low budget kind of cult movies. We'll do like an all day marathon. And the last one we did was like all Canon movies, and he found a copy of fucking of Hot Chili, and we all got to watch it. And it's like, man, it's not that great, but it's like, fuck, people should be able to watch this. I'd rewind this one all day.
All right. I got to get my hands on a copy one of these days.
Yeah, dude. I look out. I find it more on Betamax than anything else.
Gotcha.
I don't know why.
Wow, man.
Quality must be amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got to check that out one of these days. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll have to go down to Wendy's to get my hot chili.
Oh yeah, and a baked potato.
Baked potato. Oh, man. Hey, I forgot if we talked about this on the last episode. So, I've always had a dream of making like writing and directing and making a sex comedy, right? Like an 80's sex comedy.
Yep.
And I wanted to make one called Hot Wax. And it was about a car wash.
perfect.
And, you got chicks in bikinis and, they take the tops off and they're smushing their party hats all over the windshield. And the old guy inside is like, whoa. So I always wanted to make something like that. And I was like, man, I wonder if there ever was a movie called Hot Wax. And fucking sure enough, there's a sex comedy. I think it might have been late 70s called Hollywood Hot Wax. And I think it's about...
You think it was like a car wash ripoff?
I think it might have been... Yeah, it might have been a car wash.
But you know what, though? That's a solid idea. And it totally fits, though, to call... That if you were going to name a movie... Like, if you were going to make an 80s style sex comedy and you wanted to give it that kind of flair...
Yeah.
Like, you'd call it Hot Wax. Or you'd call it fucking, I don't know, like...
Car Wash Academy.
Yeah, exactly.
So the synopsis is like you got the guy and he like, I don't know, maybe like his uncle like runs the car wash and then there's some like land developer who wants to come in to get it. So you gotta save the car wash. And there's like his group of friends and all of them are like the different stereotypes. You got the cheese ball, you got the nerd, you got the guy who's like the ladies man, there's like the mime, there's like the token black guy, whatever. And then, like, you got all the chicks and all kinds of wacky, crazy hijinks happen where, like, they take the main bad guy and they, like, run him through the car wash and he comes out all sudsy and, So, or maybe they go into the car or he goes into the car wash by himself and the chicks take their tops off and their party hats hang out and they're, like, rubbing him down, like, with his party hats and he's like, whoa, coming out of there all discombobulated,
You gotta have like one scene where one guy like thinks like he takes a girl into the actual car wash to like get laid and turns the machine off, but some other guy comes and turns the machine on, and when it comes out, they're like ass naked in front of a bunch of fucking Girl Scouts.
But they're sparkly clean.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Carl
write
looks
that
great.
into the script.
It should be a bus full of nuns.
Yeah, something like that.
right.
Exactly. I love this. Can we make this movie? I've always wanted to do that.
That's like my dream. My dream is to make an 80s action movie, Bon Voyage, and a sex comedy, Hot Wax.
I am very intrigued at this idea.
Yeah. So, anywho, moving on here. I've got two left. All right, so let's go with this other one. This is kind of a little bit more obscure. I suppose just like Hot Chili. Like a lot of people probably have never seen this. The version I have doesn't have the cooler of the two covers. It's a Cineplex Odeon home video, also with MCA Home Video Canada. What the hell does this movie get made? 1987. It's 77 minutes long, guys.
Look at that.
That's perfect, actually, for a teen sex comedy.
It is the one and only The Party Animal.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, you said this movie sucks.
Yeah.
This movie sucks a lot.
I don't like that one.
I think it's definitely worth a watch as a sex comedy because it does have its moments. Not many, but it has its moments. It definitely works into the sex comedy genre, the theme, the storyline. You have this guy who's a complete fucking doofus, and he's got stupid, goofy fucking hair, and he looks like a total dweeb. And he has a buddy of his who's like fucking a ladies' man. The guy's like, dude, I don't know how to be a ladies' man. I want to get laid. I'm here in college. What do I do? And the guy's like, well, I don't know. Do X, Y, and Z. So basically the majority of the movie is different fucking ways where this guy tries to go into like different kinds of groups, like different like types of cliques of people. like in one way, he tries to be like in like the new wave kind of punk crowd. So he goes into an area and he just like brings an insane amount of drugs like cocaine or whatever, and he just sits there and it's like a montage of him like snorting coke and whatever. And then he tries to be like a punk rocker, and he gets like a mohawk and all this stupid shit, and they treat him like he's like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and they like chase him out of the village. Mohawk. And there's one other part which I think is like the fucking funniest part of the fucking movie, where he like dresses up like a pimp and he goes into like an all black party. He's like, "Hey, my brothers, hey, once you've been with a tan, you ain't a man till you've been with a tan. Don't let the brother leave with a third leg. Wow, hey, baby, yeah." And they're all just like,
Guy Fieri goes to the party.
yeah, wow, hey, hey, this is the kicker right here. Wow, hey. So like literally, and like I want to get laid. Everybody just like the music stops. Everybody just stares at him. So like that.
So it's like Animal House.
What's that?
Doesn't that happen in Animal House? And like a shitload of that happens in so many movies.
Yeah, it happens in a lot of movies, but like it's just really fucking funny and like awkward the way that it happens in this. There's a bunch of like supporting people who fucking. I don't even know what the fuck their names are. They have nothing to do with this movie. So this guy tries to go on a date with a chick, and some chick who fucking, for no reason, goes into like the school's lab and makes fucking fart juice. And she's like, "This is going to make him fart." So the kid, like, I don't know, this guy like eats something, and they're in a car, and he's just the whole time. And he's like putting on a gas mask and whatever, while the girl next to him is like, "Ew, gross," And then the fucking movie just turns out of nowhere, and he takes like a pill or something where fucking every girl on the planet finds him completely irresistible, and they can't get their hands off of him. And there's a much better, like the cover that I have is like a bunch of legs, and he got this dweeb, and he's got like a dog collar on. He's drinking a beer, right? There's a better cover that looks completely different, where the guy is like, he's in his underpants, got sunglasses on, looks like a cool guy, and all these chicks are like grabbing for him. It is a much cooler looking cover. But yeah, the pacing sucks. The fucking movie's all over the place. It's fucking stupid. The theme song in the movie is fucking great though. That I can't deny. It's not even, I don't know, it's kind of stupid where he just goes, "I'm a party animal, doo-doo, 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 I'm a party animal." That's the fucking song. That's like the whole movie's that song. I don't know. I think it's worth a watch. I don't know if I'd ever rewind it again, but I think it's, for somebody who wants to check off their list of sex comedies, check it out.
Yeah, if you're a sex comedy enthusiast, all of these are worth watching.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing. I'm on like a quest to not only see every fucking one of these things, I kind of want to own every one of them.
Right.
Like I'm fucking weird, man. Like I mean, I don't really have like another movie to talk about, but like, I mean, there's like there's so many of these. You got fucking like Private Lessons.
Yeah.
You mentioned Preppies, fucking Cave Girl, Ski School.
Yep.
Fucking Animal House technically is a sex comedy.
Yeah.
You ever see like Pickup Summer?
I've heard of it, haven't seen it.
I have a sealed copy.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. No. I have seen it in its other name, A Pinball Summer.
Yeah, that's. I have a copy of it, but it's sealed, and I kind of don't want to open it.
Right.
But I want to see it because it's fucking Pinball Summer. That sounds fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? And like, I don't know. Like, I have a movie coming called Basic Training. It's got Rhonda Shear in it from USA Up All Night.
Trying to think if that's the same one I have. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, it's fucking garbage.
Yeah. Oh, God. So glad I paid for that one.
Basic Training. I don't remember if there's one. I think it's, or maybe it's Combat Academy.
That one sucks. That's a made-for-TV movie.
No, maybe that's not it. There's another one that I think is also a combat. It's basically has the exact same cover, and I think it is Basic Training. It's fucking garbage.
Oh, great.
Garbage.
Oh,
I would have given
back
it to you for free, dude. It's fucking garbage.
I'll
I think
get
there's
back
only
to you
party
this
hats at
weekend.
the
I'll let
fucking
you know.
very end of the movie, and that's it.
Like My Tutor is another good one.
Oh, that's what I wanted to see.
Getting It On is kind of shitty. Fucking The Beach Girls isn't that great. Hollywood Nights is kind of interesting. That's Tony Danza and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yep. Okay.
That's another one of those like fucking 50s or 60s movies.
Yeah.
But have you guys ever seen the early trauma sex comedies before they got into Toxie?
Stuck on You?
Yeah, like Stuck on You. All right, so I have a box set. It's called the Sexy Box, and it's got 4 of their early movies. So it's got Squeeze Play, Waitress, Stuck on You, and The First Turn On. The First Turn On's probably the best one of all, like of the 4. But that's a weird one. That's like it's a camp movie, but it's kind of like these 3 kids get like separated from the rest of the camp, and they have to spend the night in a cave, and they've got a fire, and they just go around telling stories of like their first time.
Okay.
And but at the same time, it's a trauma movie, so you're getting like that kind of that weird fucking comedy. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like a little too fucking insane. Like if you ever see like the Return to Nukem High 2, it's like kind of on that level, I guess.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean that's it. It's so much nicer if I didn't already do like because we've done like over 10 sex comedies already. If I didn't already do some of those, my list would sound so much nicer.
Well, now I've got one more in the can here I wanted to share. It is rated R. When the fuck did this movie come out? 1984. It's 105 minutes, folks. This is a movie that I don't even know. I don't know. You guys might say, I don't know if it's a sex comedy. I don't know. But to me, this movie screams sex comedy in terms of the practical jokes that happen, the kind of like the storyline and this and that. This is, I believe, one of Tom Hanks' first movies, Bachelor Party.
Oh, that's a great fucking movie.
Fucking crazy good movie. Tom Hanks is like the quintessential sex comedy main actor. You know what I mean? Main character to a T.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
He's great.
I wish he had done more movies like this.
Yeah. Well, most of his stuff in the 80s, he's a comedy actor.
Yeah.
People forget that was like his thing, man. And he was really fucking funny. He's great in Bachelor Party. Bachelor Party's top notch.
Well, like that big, you know what I mean? Like he was just like a goofy guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is obviously a later release, a 20th Century Fox selection. So this one probably came out in probably the 90s, if I had to guess, late 90s, early 2000s. It says, before he earned his first Oscar nomination for the hit film Big, Hank starred in Ron Howard's Splash, his first leading film role. Only 3 months later, Hanks followed up with his early success with Bachelor Party, where many critics praised his zany spontaneous and proclaimed him the new Bill Murray. This outrageous, funny look at one man's final moments of bachelorhood stars Tom Hanks as Rick, reluctant recipient of a bachelor bash given by a group of friends to view partying as their full-time religion. So I remember the whole point.
Is there a part-time religion?
Full-time. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I know. What is? That's a strange concept.
So the whole thing is Tom Hanks is getting married. His friends are giving him a bachelor party. He doesn't want to like have a bachelor party where like you see party hats and strippers and shit like that. And like the guys are trying to hook him up with like some other girl that he knows. And at the same time, his fiance and her friends, who are I guess like her bridesmaids, they're trying to like sneak in on his party or whatever. And like, all these kooky, zany, wacky things happen where you got like this douchebag with the Porsche and like their Hispanic friend like does it all up in like 80s lowrider shit with like the little like tassel things hanging up on the windshield and stuff. And then you got like the girls who go out to the strip club, and the guys are there, and they try to. The guy like one of the stripper, like the Chippendales guys, like puts his fucking dick in like a hoagie roll, they send it out to the girls as if like she ordered a sandwich, and she grabs it, realizes it's a guy's dick, and it's fucking wacky, gooky, crazy stuff. I think you only see one pair of party hats, where there's like this nude chick who like offers herself to Tom Hanks, and he declines. He wants to be faithful. But I think the movie's just to me, I think it definitely counts as a quintessential sex
Oh
comedy.
no, that one's fucking great, man. That party is fucking awesome. There's actually like a ton of fucking nudity, like in the background. There's a fucking
shit! I never even
donkey
noticed.
show.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good one, man. And Tom Hanks was the best. Mm-hmm. He was the best, man.
I mean, like, just like his wackiness where he keeps going up to his fiance and being like, come on, tonight in bed, let's use this. And like he pulls up like an old like egg beater, starts
yeah.
be like, come on, it's going to be fun. Yeah. You know, like,
He-
I
his
don't know.
he's just really funny in that movie. All the jokes are really well done. That's a well-made sex comedy.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if he shuns this movie today. You know what
I
mean?
doubt it because he
Oh,
seems like a fun
why
guy.
would he?
Yeah. Because it makes me wonder, like,
It's not like embarrassing.
well, like if I were to bring my copy to Tom Hanks and be like, yo, dude, would you sign this? Would he say yes? If I were to bring my copy of Private Resort to Johnny Depp, would he be like, would he
That's
sign
probably
it?
a different story.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
When we did Private Resort, we were looking through the IMDb, and apparently Johnny Depp and the his co-star in that movie like tried to fucking have the movie like they tried to like buy up all the copies or something, but I don't know. They didn't want anybody to see it. They were like embarrassed about
Oh,
it.
come on.
But you gotta
funny.
have fun with these things, man.
Exactly. You know?
You know, it's don't take yourself too fucking seriously. Every actor should do a sex comedy.
Absolutely.
It's like a
I wish if someone wants to cast me in a sex comedy, if you're a director and you are filming a sex comedy,
you're gonna be
I will be in it.
You're gonna be in Hot Wax.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
in Hot
it-
Wax. I'm playing nun number 3.
I mean, you co-starring next to Scarlett Johansson. She needs to be like, you know, the main chick with the party hats all over the windshield of soap.
you can't cast Scarlett Johansson in anything without Twitter kicking her out of the movie immediately.
See, that's
So you're gonna have to think of a backup.
no. You got to bring in like fucking. I would put her in it, but she'd be the chick that I'd tease the whole time.
I don't
wouldn't
think
get it.
Scarlett Johansson is showing her party hats in a movie called Hot Wax anytime.
Yeah, she
Oh,
would.
dude,
she
no.
would be
You're
the
gonna have
chick.
to contractually
She would
tease
be
it
the
out.
chick on the cover of Hot Wax, just like on the cover of Summer Job, where she's got like that wicked low cut shirt where you see some of the under boob, but that's all you ever get to see.
Oh, look at that
You know?
Hot Wax next summer.
Yeah, man.
And I gotta say, there's a lot of. I know we've been talking about 80s movies and stuff, but there are a lot of good contemporary sex comedies that people don't really think of. And I know that's
What
not
the
really
fuck
the,
is a contemporary
name
sex
of the-
comedy?
You mean like future movies?
I'm talking like, yeah, movies from the future. No, I'm talking like I would say like Detroit Rock City
yeah.
is
Yeah,
is
okay.
a great
I'll give you
sex
that.
comedy, but again, it's not. You know, it's in what the late 90s,
Right.
So
I gotcha.
But there's a lot of movies like that
No, they're
that they don't really seem to fall into the like because the sex comedy kind of like fizzled out. There was American Pie and you know that type of thing.
You know, I felt
There's a
like
couple.
after American Pie came out, a shit ton of straight to video Y2K sex comedies came out.
yeah.
Like a
Right,
shit ton.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You get a decent run.
Right.
Like you get American Pie, you get Road Trip, you get some sequels to American Pie. You know what? Sex Drive isn't a bad sex
right?
comedy.
Yeah, Sex Drive is a wicked funny movie.
I don't know if I'd put Hot Tub Time Machine as a sex comedy, but it's
I don't know. It's a fucking good
I
movie
don't-
though.
no, it's great. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. But that's another one of those future movies that's just amazing.
Future movies.
Future,
Future movie.
Marty.
future boy.
Future movies. Future boobies.
It's the movie of the future.
Hey, this is the body of the 2000s, okay?
And even like 100 Girls and that sort of thing.
Oh man, 100
It was kind of like a-
girls. Fucking perfect. Or 8 Days a Week, both made by the same guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect examples
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Y2K sex comedies.
Right.
Euro Trip. That's okay.
Euro
That's all right.
Trip.
I didn't like Road Trip, so I never saw Euro Trip, but it did have Harriet the Spy in it, and right?
I think so, right? Or was it Amanda Bynes?
Michelle Trachtenberg, was she not in it?
Is Old School and Hangover sex comedies? I don't know.
Yeah,
No?
because there's
I don't-
there's the Old School has a blowjob class scene. So, yes, I would say so.
I would say Old School would be more like if Old School is a teen, well, not a teen.
That's an
sex
adult
comedy,
sex
but
comedy.
Sex,
Bam! There
an
you
adult
go.
sex comedy. But I think that's more like Back to School. Like that's a whole different genre. Old people going to college, like Billy Madison and stuff like that. You know what
Sure.
I mean? It's a whole separate genre. Like they just did that new one where it's basically Back to School with Melissa McCarthy instead of
Oh, yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
because she's a
Rodney
good substitute.
Dangerfield.
Fucking Rodney gets no respect.
Shit.
Oh man.
Well,
But-
I'm sure we could talk plenty more. There's a million more of these movies that I got in the closet, but we got to stick with those staff picks for now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down a list of like some of the ones that we did just in case anybody hasn't heard any of these yet. And honestly, some of the early ones I'd probably avoid because we were terrible. We still are. So like on episode 3, we covered Hamburger the Motion Picture. Phenomenal movie.
Best movie ever made. Yep.
4th episode we did Last American Virgin. The 5th we did Joysticks. The 6th we did Hots. So we were on like a streak of fucking sex comedies.
Yeah.
Episode 15 was Zapped. Episode 19 was Bachelor Party. Episode 20 was Private School. Episode 30 was Meatballs Part 2. 35 was Private Resort. 38 was Revenge of the Nerds Part 2. Yeah, look at that. 60 was Hot Dog the Movie. 76 was Hard Bodies. 81 was Just One of the Guys. And 83 is like I call it John Hughes' sex comedy, and that was Weird Science.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so we've done a bunch of those. My list would sound better if I had chosen from those.
Yeah, those are better movies.
Yes, way better.
At least 2 of them are.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of good choices.
All right, guys. Well, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us again at summer camp. Tell us, where can we find the VHS Bandits and what's up next on your show?
Go for it, T-Man.
Well, the VHS Bandits, you can find us on Instagram at VHS Bandits. You can send us an email at thevhsbandits@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at thevhsbandits. Instagram is our heaviest hitter, though, so that's probably where you're going to find most of our stuff. And if you're listening to this podcast, just search for the VHS Bandits and you'll listen to us. We just did Meatballs 2 with yours truly, Mike Ranger. So that's our latest episode. And coming up next, I don't know.
Even think we have anything lined
We have to
up.
figure it out.
Yeah.
We have to figure that out.
Oh, you sound a lot like us. We have
So-
no idea.
New releases coming soon. To
Oh, look at that.
VHS Bandits video basement near you.
Yeah, some maybe some future movies.
Maybe
Yes, some future
movies.
movie.
Maybe some Replicate from Y2K Sex Comedy. So, yeah, we'll see.
Replicate. Sounds like it's like a fucking Blade Runner ripoff.
Oh, I think it's a ripoff of Multiplicity.
Yeah,
Is he a
that's-
replicate? I don't know.
Oh, Replicate. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
Wasn't there a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme called Replicant?
probably.
Right?
I bet.
That's like,
you know
why
what?
not?
I
If
don't know.
there is, I bet you he kicks somebody.
Yeah, probably.
We at the Video Rangers podcast appreciate your continued patronage and hope you'll join us again next week. Until next time, if you've seen a bad movie, we're ready to believe you.
Tomboy, heads down the highway, tomboy, she's coming my way, tomboy, got my heart burning, I can't keep up to that tomboy, she's a road runner, tomboy, she's a tail gunner, tomboy, got my wheels turning faster than the speed of sound.
Infirmary Media.
Are you suffering from cabin fever? Your better half too? Check out ndd4less.com and Curtis Pharmacy. And with the new year comes lower pricing on generic versions of Viagra and Cialis. Remedies with the same active ingredient as the big brands, as low as $1 a pill. $1 a pill. Stop paying premium prices. Turn your cabin into a love shack and save big doing it. All they need is your physician's name and they do the rest. Free shipping too. ndd4less.com. Curtis Pharmacy, Washington and Claysville. CurtisPharmacy.com.